there's something about like presence of certain types of bacteria and how much of them live on the skin on average, and then how that translates into smells when you sweat or something. I don't remember how that works. But there's some people out there that are like scentless. No BO. They could sweat a ton and they smell like nothing, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. Catch me like acetoning my armpits every day to... I have to destroy all the flora and fauna. Don't do that, for the record. Don't do that. And then there's some people on the opposite side of the spectrum where they get out of the shower and within 2 seconds they have like a musk that just starts to exist. That's crazy. I have to be pure. Me killing all of the mites on my skin because I am the only one who can live in this castle. My body, my palace, I must kill all the mites in my eyebrow and eyelash hairs. It's the only way. I just think, yeah, they're freeloading, exactly. You know, and I'm not trying to feed any other extra mouths, okay? So, no. That's why anything that is not me or my cats that enters through my doorway dies. None shall pass, including mites. All of them, all of them. Gonna wipe out your gut flora to regain control. I've seen people that get transplants to like regain their flora, because your gut flora can get pretty wiped out from certain treatments and stuff. Imagine being a poop donor. They take the doo-doo pills. Oh, I hate that. They take the doo-doo pills. No, it's true that you can do transplants though, if your gut flora are which they can be for certain treatments. Even things like chemo. Doing chemo for cancer can like that up depending on what method. And then you're like, man, I gotta get my poo back. My gut flora is all messed up. And they'll be like, well, you could just take someone else's gut flora and put it in there. And sometimes it just happens. And then you could be like, yeah, I saved this guy with my poop. Poop donor, poop donor. I get that on my ID. Not organ donor, poop donor. Very willing. Speaking of things they don't tell you until you have a baby. About the transference of gut flora. Said, not joking. Your mom, when she was going through her chemo, had to get a fecal transplant, or almost had to. Her response, and this is a quote, she said, "I've spent my whole life giving everyone else. I'm not doing that, even if it's life or death." Yeah. I mean, so TLDR, if anyone didn't know, I did have cancer and I'm a cancer survivor. Wahoo, right? When I was talking to them about potential follow-up treatment and what might have to happen, blah, 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 we actually did talk about it. I said to my doctor, and I quote, "Do I have to get a poop donation at any point? Just curious." So we discussed every little thing that could come about from it, every side effect, like just so I understood all of it, you know? And that was one of the things they went over. They're like, it doesn't happen to everyone, depends on how long you're doing this and what's needed. Like, do we target things with radiation mostly? Do we go full like chemo, you know, blah, blah, blah. They were just talking about everything. And they were like, there is the chance that you do need a transplant poop donation because your gut flora can get like truly killed off, wiped out. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I was just like, oh my God, no. But it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing that we went over. I got to sit in a doctor's office and get to hear about fecal transplants. So cool. Can they not just take some of your own guts and just repopulate them later? Yeah, but when you're getting treated for something like cancer, they typically don't want to take anything out from you and put it back in. And also that's a weird process to like have to preserve it, save it. But yeah, they're not gonna do that for that reason. Repopulate. They gotta repopulate your butt, man. They gotta. It's the process to become a poop donor. Why, you interested? Any knowers in chat? Anyone know how you become a poop donor? Imagine having to go to your family and be like, all right, guys, I need a donor. And they're like, uh-oh, you can't have my kidney. And you're like, nuh-uh. I need your poop. I need it. Looked into it. It's super rigorous. Is it that bad? Do they have to like grab it from like up in the small intestine or some like chyme, not even like poop? I wonder. Probably a lot to do it. They squeeze you like toothpaste. Let me see. We didn't delve too deep into the deep minds of how this works for me because I was just informed of it and I thankfully didn't have to do it. It's okay. They say it's collected from a donor. They mix it with saline, strain to remove any particles. Then that suspension is delivered either directly, physically, like colonoscopy kind of thing, or they make a pill form of it and you take the poo pills. The poo pills were real, containing lyophilized bacteria. I hate this, man. I hate that. They're huge too. Were you looking at them? Were you looking them up? Oh my God, they are. Oh, they're like fiber pills. No, they're bigger. Oh my God, they're huge. Oh, it's a little plastic capsule where, you know, you can like see, is it clear, you can see into it. Just a little brown capsule. Do you take the pills normally? Yeah, they're not suppositories. No, you take them with water and they go through your system and then they dissolve as they go through your system. That's, it might be nicer just like go the fiscal route. I don't know. with like the little camera and they just disperse it for you so you don't have to do that. Interesting. Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I am really glad I didn't need that type of transplant. Man, that's... Ugh. Could you imagine? No thanks. I am okay. Y'all talk about poop a lot here? I'd say it's more like, not a lot, but when it's brought up, everyone sort of like comes alive. I notice a difference in demeanor with many of the regular chatters. That poop gets mentioned, and suddenly they're like sitting up straight, wearing a three-piece suit in their office, both hands on the keyboard, diligently typing, fingers on the home row, okay? And then they're just like, yes, I am present. I am present for this chat at this moment in time. and they start saying, they start typing. Stream went to primary screen as soon as the topic came up. I don't know, man. I don't know. Every time we mention poop, always happens.